Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Good morning, Yap. GR. Good morning, guys. Welcome. Wednesday. Sorry for it, guys. Yesterday we couldn't make it happen for the stream during London session. I was traveling and no one could cover me, so missed day. But we're back as usual. Good morning. See yourself. How's the week going for everyone? How's trading? How's the Nasdaq treating you guys? Okay, what did the New Year session do yesterday finally? We completely died off of 9:30, right? Anyway, we are gonna do the same thing as usual, going for the higher time frame, and then we're gonna see what we can do. Okay, let's start with the daily chart. Boom. Pretty much the same thing on the daily chart as usual. Still looking good for continuation higher, to be honest. Like no signs. I mean, obviously we've had like a downside closing daily yesterday, but we tapped into this fair value gap right here. And we closed not above, but we closed slightly inside the fair value gap, and the new daily candle is starting to move to the upside. So maybe we can start aiming for a bit higher. Good morning. For a bit higher. Let's go back to the 4 hour. Pretty much the same thing. We also had a 4 hour gap here. On this one, we closed also inside that we start moving higher. There's no swing on the 4 hour. There's no swing also on the daily. Good morning, KV. And then on the 1 hour, let me check. Pretty much the same thing. 1 hour gap here. We closed below. We didn't tap here. Let me just check for yes. Let's see who's the strongest here. I guess both look very similar. No SMTs anywhere, right? We didn't take previous high. I'm a 1 minute short from 15 minutes to 3. I see now close below the 15 minute it's starting to break even. Let me check. Let me check the lower time frames. Oh, let's go to the 15. Oh yeah, you're trying to short this, right? I mean, I think it looks good for a possible short here before they open. And then we open move down and then higher again. I mean, to be honest, it's hard for me to look for anything that's short, the longs here. Let me check the stop map where we are here. Uh, we are above minus manipulation and we closed above it. I think maybe we can hold this minus manipulation here. If we get a closure below, I think the short could possibly work. On the hourly here, do I have we have a bunch of fair value gaps on the hourly on this price leg here. We also have a 4 hour, small 4 hour here. But I'm gonna look for the 1 hours. We have a 1 hour gap here, small one, and then we have another one a little bit bigger that we didn't tap into. G. I'm gonna remove this because we know we are inside of a fair gap on the daily. And this is also a 4 hour gap that we're gonna leave right there. Perfect. Perfect here. Let me check crude oil real quick. I just want to see what is it doing. 4 hour daily. Oh, crude oil. The daily. I don't like the daily on crude. We inverse this daily fair value gap here. That's the truth. And we just tap into minus manipulation. So we could be possibly going a bit higher here on crude oil. And then gold, I think I'm not gonna even bother checking gold because like the past few days have been completely chop on gold. So not interested. Minus manipulation here, tapping and then moving higher might be a sign of acceptance above the minus manipulation level, maybe. Let's just wait for the open. 15-minute gap not closing here. Last fair value gap. We're in a closing blow out of break even. Yeah, I think that was a great break even choice. This actually gets like for longs if we manage to hold this 15-minute gap also with this minus manipulation, this a small black line here. Maybe we can hold and move higher. Let's just wait 4 minutes until the open. The only thing is I don't have any breaker that makes so much sense here out of the 1 minute. Screw on doing. Yeah, we just need to wait for the open. See how this 15-minute closes. There's still a 4 hour high, just off this high. That's why I'm still more bullish and not taking too much risk of the trade. That would have been a better place to take short. Yeah, maybe yes. Yeah, the previous 4 hour. The thing is, how long for this? Oh, okay, it's still like 3 hours for. Oh shit, almost. Yeah, still a long way to go for this 4 hour to close. So we have this 4 hour high here. I'm still leaning bullish on this, like checking on this right now. Just trying to consider where I want to go long. Maybe when if we start moving higher and we close above this area here, and maybe look for something like this. That would be nice. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Pierre. Were you in the Samoy archipelago recently? I was, yeah. I'm back in Bangkok. I couldn't stream yesterday because I was traveling. So I had to take a boat, go back to Koh Samui. Like I was in Koh Tao. I went to Koh Samui. Then from Koh Samui, I took a flight to Bangkok. So yesterday I was like I was traveling the whole day basically. And then this Friday I'm going back to Spain. It's been like a good month and in a few weeks. Oh yeah, I recommend it. Yeah, like for a couple of weeks, you're gonna have fun. The thing is, I stayed in Koh Tao for the most part of my trip. Wait, where are you? Then I'm in Bangkok. How's the South Asian summer treating you? To be honest, really great. It's obviously hot, like it's really warm. Um, but besides this, it's really nice. If you can get a place with AC and everything, like pretty much every place has AC, but uh, I think it's really needed. Morning and morning. All right, let's see the open. This is 1 minute candle with the movement down and then to the upside. 15-minute close, really nice, almost like a swing. Good morning, good morning. You've seen the EAP swatch drop? I've seen it. I'm not gonna get any, but yeah, not really interested. Like I really like what they're doing with but I don't like that there's that many hype around something like this. I don't know. Cod stomach upset yet? To be honest, no, I didn't have like any issues with my stomach or anything. And I've been drinking, I mean, for the water, I'm not drinking tap water, but I'm not like really careful about it. Like I'm washing my teeth with the sink water and everything. Uh, but also eating, bro. I've been eating from street vendors, from shady places, and nothing happened. I don't know if I'm just being lucky. But yeah, I didn't have any issues with my stomach. Like maybe like a couple of days that you can have something like a little bit like weird, but nothing major. Taking flight soon, yeah, you're gonna enjoy it. Just be prepared, because like I don't know if you've seen the videos or you've talked with someone that has been here. They talk like it's really cheap or whatever. Then you start you when you get here, like everything seems cheap, but you start like treating like the bats, like the currency here, like it's fucking monopoly money. You're gonna get into a 7-Eleven, you're gonna think that you're getting everything extremely cheap. And when you realize you just you just spend the same amount of money you would have spent in your home country. It's insane. The differences, I would say, they're just on how big the islands is, but you basically have the same things. Like if you like Koh has less stuff to do, maybe like it's way more focused on scuba diving, um, just chilling by the beach, maybe doing Muay Thai. There's a couple, like, there's a few places to do Muay Thai and boxing. Like it's way more chill. If you want more things like the parties, for example, in Koh Tao, they're basically the same thing every week. Like you have three different parties that repeat itself every week. I cannot tell anything like because Samui seems to be bigger, to have more things, also cheaper. Because how it's expensive. Like living, actually getting a place and staying for a long time there, it's expensive. Um, and I think in Koh Samui, like in Koh Samui, it's bigger. And I don't know about Koh Phangan because I didn't like get there. Um, but in Koh Samui, you can get like a big villa for way cheap that you can get like a normal place in Koh Tao. Good morning, Zeus. Good morning, Andres. You got a good immune system. To me, it should be the other way around because, like, I'm taking medication, like a ton of medication for my kidney, and I should have like a good immune system. But yeah, I think I got lucky with it. What is my motto? Good question. I trade the unicorn model. That is basically just also hope you crush it today, brother. I hope, bro, because I've had like a few bad days with London session. Okay, nothing. We didn't get a confirmation. Looks like we're moving lower. Whatever, I'm good with it. If we can go towards the hourly gap here, I wouldn't mind waiting for long down there. My model, I basically trade breakers and unicorns. A unicorn is just a breaker block with a fair value gap aligned with it. Basically, let me just find an example for you so you can get an idea of the type of trades that we can look for. A breaker place basically is just an order block that fails. So in this example, we have a liquidity sweep here, and a breaker to the upside would be the upside, the last upside candle or consecutive upside candles before that move that takes liquidity. So basically, we rely on liquidity sweeps. A liquidity sweep is just price moving through a high or a low, and then moving to the other side of it, basically. And then the breaker would be this, and then you would trade a long trade like this. Obviously, there's like more stuff to it, but that's basically the type of trades that you're gonna see here me taking based off of breaker blocks and liquidity sweeps. But then the model, obviously, like why I'm asking about your model, because I saw your old video where you mentioned about the range. Oh yeah, the range. It's just basically the same thing, like the same logic that I applied here for the breaker. Like that's my entry model. And then what you use for context, like for what I mean for context is like for you to think that you have to take a trade into a specific direction. How much of the model relies on intuition? I wouldn't say intuition. I would say more about how you analyze or how do you choose your high time frame points of interest. Basically, how you define that you want to start looking for trades at that moment in time and in which direction. And about the range question, I started using the stat map indicator. It's a indicator that plots what basically would be the open, high, low, close of a daily candle, so that the open is always in the middle. And in theory, what this indicator, based on the average of the last, I don't know how many days, if we get to the manipulation level and then we start moving higher, there's a higher chance that we get to the plus distribution, because that way, that's the open, the low, and then the high, and whatever is the close. It's just the way that how the average of this price movements, open, high, low, close, for the past, I don't know how many daily candles, and plots like the average levels where from past data, price has reversed or did the movement of the open, high, low, close. I don't know if it's clear enough. So basically what I did was to just trade this as different ranges, because we start trading into the first range, the open range. And then what I saw that price was doing is finding support and resistance on any of these ranges. And whenever yeah, exactly. It's like your dealing range. Whenever we tap into the dealing range and we start moving inside the range again, we can look for a trade into the middle or the upper range. When price just breaks one of the sides and start looking for, like, it starts trading above or below into the new range, like this is going to be like another range. the upper range. So when you start trading into the upper range, then you want to this minus manipulation level was acting as a resistance to the upside. Now we are trading into the upper range. This one I use it as support, and then the new resistance is going to be the distribution, and same for the lower. Like basically what you saw in the video. And then for me to get into positions out of these levels, I just use the breakers or unicorns. I guess you just saw the StatMap unicorn video that I did, right? Okay, 15-minute moving lower again. Nothing for me here. Didn't have a confirmation long. Next area for me to look for would be this hourly gap here that we have plotted. Let me check where the Asian sessions are. Wow, we had a huge range to the upside, like a huge expansion to the upside during Asia. So maybe London is going to be a quiet one. Just gonna find some way in before previous high gets taken. Yeah. I still think we're bullish, to be honest. Like also, especially looking at the daily chart, where we tap into the fair value gap. We tap into this daily fair value gap, and like we held the price really good, and then they open like, to the upside. But the thing is, what I hate is that even though we are ending the day bullish, like the daily candle is bullish. For example, New York session was extremely bearish. Morning, brother. Doing good, doing good. That video is great to understand what the style map is. Maybe not just to focus on the unicorn, but I'm working on something for the unicorn that I think is going to be helpful for for people to understand the unicorn, for people starting to trade the unicorn. I'm going to launch a website also with it, with like a small, completely free course talking about the unicorn. So I think it's going to be really nice. And I hope I can like launch it by the end of month. Yeah, New Year's session tried to long, same. I tried to long out of the open because it made like, I don't know, the open was manipulation to the outside, then moving up, but at some point we just completely died. Pavilion got taken over here. Yeah. We tapped again into the minus manipulation area here. I don't know why is it lagging my laptop. We tapped again into minus manipulation, see how it is finding support here. We got a liquidity sweep again. I think that was the previous 15-minute low. It was. So we have the fair value gap still holding, a 15-minute liquidity sweep. If we can start like getting a close above probably 303 high on the 1 minute, I think we can, like I'm gonna start looking for a long. Bro, always. Like pretty much everything I do, hourly sweep too. Damn, true. I didn't check the hourly. It was previous hourly. That's true. Everything I do, like I started creating content around the unicorn when I was learning. Like it was like for me, it was like studying and taking the notes for my study and just sharing them. And then I found that it was like really fulfilling to do this, and I also enjoy them the way I do it with like the design aspect of the things that I do. And yeah, I'm gonna keep it doing. And I can tell you the website and the course is gonna be really good. Like the free course that's gonna be in the website is gonna be really cool. Is that equal low at 28 for on the 5 minute? 28. Oh yeah, that's an equal low. Completely true. That's a perfect equal low. Do we have the equal low also on ES? We do have the equal low on ES, but I think ES traded into the same price level. But yeah, it's an equal low. Do you trade on ICT or T trades model? I guess it's a combination. What I've learned from T trades is like the swing formation thing that I apply later on. And from ICT, I just took the breakers basically. Yeah, ideally that what would have been perfect would have been a tap into the hourly fair value gap before getting a move higher. That's the truth. That's really the best thing. You can see there's long after three candle expansion. You can get a continuation long. Like my positions usually form before C3 is confirmed, and usually candle 3 is the one that gets my trade to take profit. So I usually try to anticipate the whole swing, and I get into the position on C2. That's why I'm trying to like find confluence on why I think that possible swing that's forming is going to be the one that I should get a position on. And what I do is just basically look for high time frame points of interest. I love my C2 trades. Yeah, like they're the best. Like usually you find the best trades during C2 basically. And I guess C3, C4 are going to be the ones that you want to take for continuations. But I really focus on C2. Thank you so much, brother. Stay tuned because I'm going to share more things. And happy that you like whatever I can provide or do on socials. Same. Like C3 is going to be usually the one that completely fucks up the swing formation, or the one that just confirms basically we're going to get it or not. C3 is the best on every timing. Fair enough. It's just the thing is that I usually cannot find a unicorn or a breaker that I can take on C3. And I usually always do on C2. Exactly. It's hard to find a unicorn on C3. Like, for example, this one would be a C3 unicorn on the 15-minute. Like, we just swept here. C2 didn't close above any of my potential breakers here, and then I'm just waiting for the C3 to see if it expands. Okay, yeah. Bro, to be honest, the good part, I think just Zeus told it and said it. The good thing about trading is that there's like so many different ways to trade that probably if I start looking at C3, I'm gonna agree with you. And probably if you start looking at the way I trade, you're gonna agree with me. Because there's so many ways to make money with trading. For now, we're not moving into any direction. We're close at the really close to the open of the London session. It's true that it looks like this 15-minute fair value gap looks like holding because we're trading above it again. We are also trading above the minus manipulation. I watched a clip when I sit in Twitter when I thought, yeah, that's the truth. Like I'm I really like to think that you can even like trade EMAs or BWAPs or like any other thing that's not ICT related, and you're gonna, or even trend lines, and you're gonna be able to make money if you know how to do it. You know, like I don't think any specific thing is a holy grail. That's also really important, Zeus. It really depends on your personality, and yeah, also it's it's one of the hard parts of becoming a trader, like knowing yourself and finding something that fits how you are, like as a person and as a trader, you know? Because usually, like trying to force yourself to change the way you are just to trade in a certain way, probably you're gonna set yourself for failure most of the times. Like I know for myself that I'm not gonna be able to like never trade high risk reward trades with a low win rate percentage, because I'm not going to be able to go through what it needs to, like what you have to do to be able to go through like a 30 or 20 something percent win rate, you know? There you said it. Yeah, that makes sense. Been better since then. Yeah. I've always been like a man of one asset. And that asset is in Q. Like I cannot trade anything else like I do trade NQ. What would you think about New York and short? Uh, I would not take it personally. It's had daily busy and all-time high. Same. I was looking for longs, and I got caught with my long. Um, because yeah, like I had the same reasoning as you. Like we were trading into a daily fair value gap. I was not expecting yeah, I was not expecting a really strong move past the fair value gap. I was expecting more like tap into the fair value gap, trade inside the fair value gap, and then move higher. But it didn't happen. It is what it is. It's taking time. I think we go higher, but it's just trading so slow so far. I really want to see a close above this high to actually start um, getting like thinking about getting a position here. What is crude oil doing? Crude oil. Uh, ooh, completely move lower at the open. Gold, something. I don't want to touch gold. Let me check the VWAP. Where are we in the VWAP? I didn't check it today. Daily VWAP. It's really low. Way down here. Hmm. Let's see if we can get closure above this area here. Remove the session labels. PPI too, so maybe we'll range until market, pre-market. Maybe. Do you think like PPI is that important here, especially with the news recently that we don't have any movement at all out of them? Hajin, how do you clear your mind when the day before you didn't take a perfect trade that ended up being a winner, precisely because the previous day you had taken a loss? So basically, Tom, what happened to you is that you took a trade that was not perfect, but it was a winner. If I'm not like if I'm understanding it right, or because how do you reset your mind? Um, usually, usually just going out home, like out of my trading space, like just going, like do something for me. Playing paddle, for example, clears my mind so much. Like it's something that I just go play paddle, and it's like one of the few moments where I'm just focusing on something else, and whatever I have in mind at that moment, it just completely goes away. Usually doing sport is also something good to do to clear your mind. But I guess I would say do something that you really, really enjoy so much that doesn't give you more stress of what you have. Because, like, for example, gaming. I know people that to play that, like, whatever they need to do to clear their mind is just game. But in that example, I know people that play video games that are really competitive. And if you took a bad trade and then you start playing a video game that's really competitive, and you can end up like worse than when you were before. Like just do something that you really like that doesn't add up more stress, you know. And usually sport is one of the things that you could do. But in general, it would be just leave your computer and do something else. They just crash out more. Exactly. Like I used to do this. Like I don't know, play League of Legends, play like any shooter, and I would end up like way worse than I was when I started my gaming session. So no closure pop. Crude oil, to be honest, is short on oil. Then after this manipulation to the upside, and then this as the breaker block, then with this equal lows here also, really great short. To finish with that topic, we can keep talking about this topic. Oh, you won. I struggled to get the money out of my head when I felt like it was right there for the taking. And I know that feeling tends to follow me for several days afterward. But what do you mean? Like taking the money out when it comes to like payouts, or like when it comes to trades? If it's like if it is when it comes to trade, just try to remove any dollar amount from your screen. Like I've been using the tick indicator here for the trades that I've been taking for so long. I think yesterday I changed it to the dollar, the money amount of it, but I've been using the tick for the most part of my trading journey, just because it just completely gets rid of. Then maybe Tom, don't you think that you might be risking too much? Because I usually, when I really don't care about the trade, like I don't care what the fuck happens with the trade that I'm taking. Usually when I have that feeling of not giving a fuck of that trade, like the outcome of that trade, is because I'm risking an amount of money that's completely like, okay, I'm completely okay with losing it. And usually when I feel that way, that okay, as soon as I lose a trade, I'm starting to think, okay, I need to do how many trades to recover that amount of money. Probably it's because I've risked too much. Like, do you think you're risking accordingly? Yeah, the struggle of getting payouts. Just think the way that for you to get to a payout, you have two choices. One, be okay with having losing days. Like you really need to think about how realistic it is for you to just get a funded and get to pay out with just trade green days. Like it's really hard. Um, you, just losing is part of the process of funding to getting a payout. Like you really need to lose because okay, you're gonna have times where you're gonna win more times than you lose, and you maybe can get to a payout with like just trade winnings. It happened to me, but you cannot get used to that because that's not something realistic yet. You're gonna have to have a bad day, like a red day, to be able to get to to the payout. Exactly. So you said it. Like the outcome is what it presents in your head. Like the times where I traded like the best have been the times where I just couldn't care less about my trading outcome. Like just trading in autopilot. Like, okay, I just sit here, I trade, I take a trade. It's a winning one. Perfect. It's a losing one. Perfect. Next day, it's going to be a new day. Like the times where I perform the best is when I just don't give a fuck about the outcome of the trades. I just trade the way I know I have to trade. I know it's easy to say, um, and it's really hard to eventually overcome this stress because everyone is just completely different. Rabbit Bullet, thank you so much for the comment. To be honest, like I'm always trying to be to be here in front of everyone, trying to be the most transparent person I can be, and just I don't know. I guess I'm just the way I am. I'm calm overall and try to be honest with everyone. Are you looking for a short or what? No, I'm looking for a long. I really think that this 15-minute gap holding here could get us at least to this high, maybe. So I was waiting for a closure above this high to actually start thinking for maybe a long like this. That gives me to R, like this and like this. If we get a closure here in the 1 minute, maybe when the studs are in my head, I'm locked in. It's just you and the candles. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, if we get a closure above this high, I'm going to be taking this trade. For me, easier to trade live account, even if it's small, not working to make huge profit, but I'm not thinking of any payouts as my broker. I could take as much as any. Yeah, same. I've always traded with way better with live accounts than profit accounts, because like the profit process is like way longer, and like you're always looking for the next thing to happen. Like even if you are in a challenge, like you're going through the challenge, the evaluation, and the next thing, like you're taking the evaluation, and you're already thinking of, okay, then I have the another phase that's going to be the funded phase. Mentally, it's really way harder to trade. I think it's easier to fuck it up with a live account because you can completely get rid of like the whole account in one trade if you want. Um, but mentally, just mentally speaking, I think trading a live is way better than trading a funded. Now, let me mark out the breaker here. Even if it's slow, if we can keep moving higher, it would be perfect. Again, always using a tight stop loss here under the breaker. I know some people might not like it, but that's the way I trade it. Good thing is the TWAR is like before the high, so I'm happy with it. If we can get take profit before taking the high, and then like creating an SMT here, I don't even mind it. That's why I always try to fit my TWAR inside like the entry and the high. Target, ultimate target that I would be looking here for maybe is we have this 4-hour high here that 10 p.m. 4-hour candle, or you can go for the previous hourly high right here, this previous hourly high. That's my expectation for this trade. Final target, like the daily target that I'm looking for, is the high, like all-time high, basically. Minimum, it would be previous day high, maybe. But again, it's easy just to say and look for highs, and basically just because we're on a upside trend, so I'm looking for highs constantly. So I'm just targeting higher time frame highs, basically. But for now, for these trades, I would say previous hourly high. And I always, as I was saying, I always try to fit my trade, like my take profit, to not be just right at the high and be somewhere along the move between my entry and the ultimate like expectation for this trade. The only thing that I don't like about this trade is how long it took to go through the breaker. Usually it's way better if we have like displacement through the breaker instead of like this slow grind. But the higher time frame, like I really was liking the higher time frame, like the 15-minute gap, the 15-minute swing, the foreign. Ideally, this 5 minute, oh, this 5 minute close, we just opened the new 5 minute. The closure of the previous 5 minute was kind of like meh, but we closed above it. Hope we don't have one of these trades where we just get to the entry so many times. First TP at 25 points, fair. Yeah, like it's always fair. 25 points. Yeah, it's basically my expectation for this trade. Also, guys, like you need to manage the trade whatever you feel comfortable with. That's a really good question. And when it comes to futures and indices, the unicorn model was my first model that I learned. So I think in this way, I don't know why I like quote unquote fell in love of this model specifically on my first try. And I just committed to it for 3 years now. But throughout my process of becoming a trader for the past 7 years that I traded crypto, Forex, I've tried like 5, 6, 7 different ways of trading. But when it comes to indices and futures, it was just this model. I just discovered this model and I just went with it until today. Reaction from this breaker was really good. Yeah, I think it's looking good. If we can get like a little bit push higher and then get the take profit, that would be perfect, right? How much longer for this 15? Well, it would be perfect if this 15 push higher and like inside this 15-minute break, like candle, we can take our take profit, you know. We can get a push here maybe to take the take profit or maybe close it manually. There it goes. 2R on this trade, guys. Really clean one, don't you think so? Great reaction from the breaker. When we have this type of reaction, I really think the entry was spot on, like barely no draw on this trade. And yeah, the fact that we just got out before the high is just really good to see. That way we don't have to suffer seeing price tease everyone trying to get the high or not. Yeah, I think the narrative was good enough. Like with this 15-minute here, having the swing form, there goes that 1 hourly high in case someone was holding for that high. And then maybe we're gonna even go for the 4 hour high that we had in mind also, because it's pushing really strong. I think we nailed the move here. I'm seeing take profit just above the 4 hour high. Cool. Like it's looking good, like really good movement so far here. I don't know why is it pushing so fast, but it's always good to get like when trade like this, to be honest. I'm holding around for the 65 level. Fair enough, guys. Yeah, 65 is just basically, yeah, it's basically 4 hour. You're gonna get it, boys. Previous 1 hour high. Yeah, that's weird because oh yeah, maybe yet like you had your entry maybe a little bit lower than you would expect it. this previous week high maybe. Obviously, you can try and hold it for even higher. I know, like, but I don't know. Just thanks for the trade. You're welcome, Tom. Like, I'm sure you would have taken it anyway. Like, you know the model. You know how to form these trades. Plenty of day week. That's the thing. Like, I try to be inside the market the less possible with like this type of markets. Also, like, I don't want to be exposed for too long. That's why I'm also like sticking to my 2 hour ideas and what are high. And that's why I also like to like use the breaker as the invalidation. If the breaker is good, like if the context in the breaker is good, like obviously it can fail, like, and sometimes I get like ticked out from my breaker stop loss, but I just prefer to have a tie stop loss. Um, there goes the 4 hour high, guys. GG. Um, and then be able to get quick in and quick out, like without having to just wait for so long that anything could happen. There you go. GG. Yeah. Well, we are winning today. Matthew, I'm having a really fucking frustrating session. I entered long on ES at 0905 and my stop loss got bottom ticket before the move up. Then had a problem with today, so had to restart and re-entered late. Now my TP is at all-time high. Like it's part of the game. Also, like the Ninja Trader issues, like the platform issues, it's just part of the game. Also, don't blame it on yourself. It's nothing, and don't blame it also on your like that you got ticked out. Like I think just think about this about it this way. You did all you had to do the right way. You couldn't control that the market was gonna tick you out. The only thing that you could control was to get in. If the platform just failed and you could not control it, don't blame it on you. I know, like I know that me just saying this won't change anything. You're gonna feel bad anyway. Uh, but it was not like fully under your control here. So exactly what the market gives you, it takes it away on a different way. You just have to be able to go through these things and manage them the best possible so you don't like overall you make a little bit more money than what you lose when it's ticked out, like when you get ticked out. Also look, the thing that we were talking about with the stop map, how we started trading above minus manipulation, and now this level acts as support, which is we had the liquidity sweep right also at the manipulation level, but from above, and we just held this area. I'm funded on 2 accounts with that long. Damn, GG. Damn, guys, you're taking advantage of this trade today. Juno, how old are you? I thought you were early 20s, but I heard you say you have been trading for 7 years. Yeah, no, I wish I was in my early 20s still. I'm on my late 20s. Like I'm close to being 30. This year is gonna be 29. I look younger. Usually people when they see me like in person, they always say I look younger. Damn, don't say anything, Zeus. Or you're gonna say now it's gonna offend me. Uncle Juno. Dump it. Yeah. Good expectation for this 4 hour high. I would think you were 24, 25. Yeah. Like I honestly think I look younger. Because I have like the baby face, I guess. But yeah, I'm close to 30 already. Been a long time. trying to make it with trading. Time flies also when you start doing whatever like you really enjoy doing. Like for me, 7 years ago was like literally yesterday. What a really clean trade. That was a 15-minute gap, 15-minute fair value gap. Bottom. How old are you guys? Let's see who's the youngest and the oldest out of you here. $25. When you get to 25, like you blink of a blink of an eye, you're on your 30s, dudes. 34, 20, 42, 46, 33, 52. Bro, we are like, we have really young people. I don't want to say old people, but the average here is like to 24 from like 40, 50. And I think it's really positive to see like so many different ages around here. I thought I would be the oldest at 43, but yeah, seriously, it's seriously old. I didn't say it, yeah. Matthew said it. Let's say 30 average. The average is going to be 30 here. Oh, Andres, you just said 53 first, 35. We got that win. We can say we are old. I can say whatever, right? We took a win today. Dope 18. Really young people here. Also, wow, real trading is like not something about the age. Like I really had experiences with really young people being really successful with trading. 30 here. We also have 52 and 53 in the chat. That's true. That's true. I'll take this picture to post and save it somewhere. Yeah, yeah, this is it for London. Like, I don't think we're gonna take anything. We're gonna taper it from here. We took the 4-hour high and we're now stalling here. Maybe we can keep pushing higher, but for now, we're slowing. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna take anything else unless it's extremely clear. So Zeus, you're good to go. You can go now. I'll let you go. But those guys are just so too tight. Damn, Matthew. No matter our age, most of us discovered trading during COVID. That's true. Yeah. Do you guys do any giveaways here? Yeah, sometimes like we do. I don't know when was the last time. We never did one during London, and maybe we can do some. Like I can ask for a giveaway here for the London crew, because you're usually guys the same people here around. When I come back the next stream, I'm gonna be 30, I guess. Peace. Have a good one, Zeus. But I really think the London session streams and like the chat, you guys are really chill also. And it's really like easy going to the stream with you. I'll take a picture for Instagram here. Is London streams are like a family, almost the same people. That's what I like, right? I mean, this like we're pretty much the same. I see new faces here, like around from time to time, that also stay. So yeah, like we're like the family, the Lab Live London session family. What is Trudeau doing? Did it dump? No, thank God we didn't take the short here on crude oil. And gold just not doing anything basically. I don't see you live in New York. No, it's just that usually like we have more people. Like the truth is we have more people here inside the lab, like hosts that can trade during New York. It's like I'm from Europe, even though I'm now in Thailand, whatever. I'm from Europe, so I can trade like any session. In the morning, I can trade London. Uh, During like 3 p.m. I can trade New York, and then on my evenings I can do even PM AM in New York on my 3 p.m. and then like at 8 9 p.m. at night I can trade the PM session. So we have more people that can trade New York session and less people. It's just me and Kane that can trade London session live. So I usually focus on London sessions or the live streams and let the rest of the team handle the New York sessions. Even though I trade New York session, like my main session is New York. Like I'm just trading London because of the streams. Otherwise, probably I wouldn't be like trading London. Got really bad. Yeah, I don't even like check it that much. I just check it because I know you like it and some people like it. But overall, I prefer to take a trade a million times on NQ rather than crude oil or gold. I was thinking to take the short at the OB there. Why was that the wrong idea? Can you explain something about it? Like I don't know what's your logic when deciding if you have to take one OB or not. Like how do you form your idea of taking that OB? I know how I formed the idea of why I'm taking a long trade here. Also, the higher time frame bias for me, like if you check the daily chart, like for me, this looks really bullish. Like I wouldn't want like, see, we tapped into this fair value gap here, and we're like the daily open. Like I think what it make like in this situation on the daily chart by just checking the daily chart, what do you think it makes more sense out of this? Go for this low here, or go for this high here? Like I think at this point it makes more sense to go for this high because we are closer than going for the previous day low. Don't you think so? And it's just simple logic. I know it's just so simple way of analyzing the chart, but sometimes like this, the things that are like way simple are better, you know. Juno, I'm new to the streams. What is the story with the lab? I used to be paid group, but now all the streams are free. So the story with it is Kane and Alex created the lab as a group. Then I joined. We like the group was growing really fast, and with so many people, we got more people in the team. But eventually, like it's really hard to maintain a group when it comes to like the content, the value itself. I get asked by so many people if I do, for example, if I don't have a group, like if I have mentorships or something like this, and usually like trying to find the balance between the value you give to people for the price that makes sense for you to spend time on it. It's really hard. And eventually we like Profit Compare was doing good. The lab was also doing good, but the time that we had to put in to justify the value that we give to people was unbalanced. So we just decided to, what's the strongest part of the live streams, right? Like people was joining because we were live streaming every day. Why don't we just get rid of the pressure of trying to force ourselves into trading and giving as much value as possible, just sacrifice that portion of income and then just do it free with less stress, you know? That's a tip for you. Everyone winning here. The logic was that I had given breakup structure at the low and it was coming back to the OB or February to continue going low, but yes, not like I think we really need to we need to focus on the higher time frame also. Like lower time frame, it could have made sense. Like what you just said is right. But the higher time frame context for me is just the most important thing. Like I think I would be able to trade any other entry function by just using the same logic here. Like I could have, like, I don't know, gotten into an inverse value gap anywhere close to here, and by just following the high time frame logic would have been a successful trade anyway. What kind of condition on the rare case that price decides to go bearish is that you flip your bias to a sell? For example, on the daily, if the daily chart here closed like, I don't know, below the fair value gap here, probably I would start thinking that we go lower because this is a high time frame point of interest that I want to see respected for a continuation higher. If we disrespect this, it might be a first sign of weakness in the market, because like if we rebalance this price here with this fair value gap that wasn't balanced, we just rebalance it and we cannot keep going higher, that means that maybe we need to even go lower, you know? At least for now, I think a fair value gap that gets disrespected and closed below it, it would be my first sign to start looking for lower bias for the coming like day, at least for the next day. Okay, that's it to peak. Nice. Thanks for today. I'm off. See you tomorrow, brother. Andres, hope you liked it. Have a good day. What do you think today's news will make market go low like yesterday? No, to be honest, I think we had a strong short bias yesterday with this low, like daily candle going to like going lower. I don't really think today we're gonna create an all-time high and maybe in closing with an all-time high, not just taking the all-time high, going for another one. Because the daily chart is just so bullish, you know. That's what I think. And probably it's not just based, like it's not based on the release of the news, because to be honest, for me it's really hard to understand the news impact right now. Like the news have been completely useless for the past, like compared to what we had like 1 year ago. The news was, I don't know, high impact news. You don't want to take a trade before the high impact news because the movements that we got after the news were crazy. Are there cases of where daily is bullish but buy setups fail and eventually go lower during major sessions? Like they're completely like, of course. Yes, there was an example for me yesterday. New Year session, we were trading inside the fair value gap on the daily. I really thought we would go higher, and at first we had signs to go higher, but eventually we just dropped. In those cases, you just have to admit that you cannot be right 100% of times. Like I'm not right on my higher time frame bias 100% of times, but the times where I'm like, the thing is, I have conviction on my understanding of the market, you know. So if I just go with it every time, I don't have 100% chance of reading the market the right way, but the times where I'm right, I just go with it, and that's where like the edge comes. Like you have to take the advantage of a right day, like a day where you are right on the higher time frame bias, and then just be okay with not being right the days that you just fail to read the market. Okay. Okay, we just launched a poll here in chat just to see, just to know you guys better. What's the best trader fuel? Coffee, energy drinks, silence, or pure adrenaline? And if you think about any other illegal substances that's not here, I'm sorry. Harder kiss, yeah. The nicotine, that's a good one. But that one's legal. Anubis, I feel you. It's the same thing. If I have like Coke or energy drinks, I'm just gonna be going to the bathroom for the full session. Uh, News these days is part of two news, doesn't have such a dramatic effect. CPI still was almost nothing. And CPI used to move price like crazy, like a 1.5% something in the day. Like it was insane. It was really easy to pass evaluations with news. How about the worst? Kids screaming is my number one. I feel you. I feel you. I could not be trading with like kids around. Can you explain why do you put your stop loss where it is? I don't see a breaker. Okay, yeah, we can. So let's just draw this trade from scratch. So 15-minute, we have this 15-minute gap. Oh shit, we have this 15-minute gap. From a 15-minute gap, what's the time frame alignment that we are going to follow? 15-minute to 1 minute. So we go to the 1 minute. What do we want to see on the 1 minute? We want to see a liquidity sweep. That's a liquidity sweep. We have two choices here when it comes to the breaker, because the definition is highest upside candle or consecutive upside candles before that move that takes liquidity. You can consider this like that's the moment we take liquidity. If we look for the move, we can, one, decide that maybe this is the move, and we can use this one as a breaker. Boom. That would have been okay. You would have taken this almost close to stop loss, and then we went higher. But for me, this is just part, like I can consider it part of this move, and this move being the whole move that takes liquidity. So I just prefer to stick to this move rather than just this move and use this, I don't know, candle along the move down maybe. And then based on this being the move that takes liquidity, the highest upside candles or consecutive upside candles before the move that takes liquidity are these two candles right here. So that's my breaker. You could maybe use a bigger one, just stick to this one. Like there's many subjective decisions that you can make, and that we can go through like with time on the streams. But for me, that was a breaker. We didn't have any fair value gaps. I mean, we have like a small fair value gaps here, but the logic was just a breaker. And then the way I set my stop loss is I always set my stop loss below the breakers, because my consideration for the trade is the breaker itself, and the breaker being the one holding price to not go lower and instead go higher in the example. So as long as price, like if price goes below the breaker, that means that the breaker is going to fail for me. Sometimes I get kicked out, whatever, but I always prefer to just stick to the breaker for the stop loss. And that's basically the only times where I set my stop loss at the low, like imagine at this manipulation low instead of like doing this. That way I should be looking for a longer trade. You could do it, but then you have to look for a really longer move, or like this. The only times where my stop loss goes below the low instead of below the breaker is when we have the manipulation really close. That's yours too. And see it, and nothing wrong with it. It's where the manipulation, the breaker, like if this is the breaker, instead, like if the breaker stop loss is really close to the swing low, then I use the the whole move for the stop loss. It's like we're really close to the low, and then it makes sense to. It's always better to have it at the low when it comes to like safety. Like it's always better to have it at low, but then you have to look for a longer move. And I just prefer to risk some of this safety for a shorter move and then be in and out quicker. But there's so many people that trade like Yap and many others with wow, what a push. What happened? Like we're going for the all-time high right now. Damn. Imagine holding this trade to all-time high here or previous day high. It makes sense. I hope it makes sense. I don't know if it just, but yeah, I hope it makes sense. So for you guys are still voting, but the results were that you guys pretty much prefer coffee for trading. And I'm one of you guys also because I prefer like for trading, for me it's just better to take a coffee and silence. It would be a combination of coffee and silence, to be honest. Coffee and kids in school. So it's basically the same coffee and silence because kids are in school. All the foreigners don't drink energy drinks, I guess. You're making it hard for yourself. Yeah. No one's saying a word about your age now. My frustrating session turned into a green one. That's the attitude, Matthew. That's the attitude. Don't care. We can see all-time high during London session. it's equally boring when we don't have a trade than when we have like a trade so early in the session and then we don't want to take anything else. It is about to break into all-time highs, like not about to, it's about to take, like we're really close to previous day high, but previous day high is really close to all-time high also. So just this blue line is all-time high. And let me mark out previous day high. It is this one. So we're really close. All right, I'm off doing some construction work on your home. Thank you, Juno. Have a great day. Yeah, have a great day. And be careful with your back. Don't hurt. You're maybe too old for it. Yeah, have a good day, brother. Appreciate you. Was waiting for that. Yeah, it was easy. Easy joke. Enjoy, brother. With this trade, we're breaking our three. I think we took like 3 losing trades the last streams. Like, yeah, I think it was 3 losing trades. A friend made 38% DCA in this year into indices. Because yeah, should I hold for all-time high? Like I don't wanna tell you what to do, but at least for previous day high, it is looking really good. Like for the 455 mark, it looks really nice. Like nothing's like there's nothing in between like where we are right now. And let me check in case we just did an SMT. Okay, we have an S&P with previous day high on ES, and ES is maybe gonna like create the all-time high before NQ. So maybe you just have to be aware in case we can create a temporary SMT and maybe ES taking it and then NQ not taking it for the moment. That's the only thing that I would tell you to just be aware. But it looks like that if ES creates a new all-time high that is really close, NQ is gonna take previous day high. So I think previous day high is like way more realistic as for now. He built the bot, bro. Building a bot, I think, has to be the wildest dream of a trader. Like being able to automate their strategy and just do nothing and just controlling, like not doing nothing, just controlling whatever the bot is doing, has to be a really good feeling. Thanks for the insight. Yeah, always. Man, I closed it early, bro. Check out my trade. Like I got the entry here and I risked 2 minis on this. Like imagine I just aimed for previous day high with this. It would have been a 5,000 win, you know. And instead it was just a 2 hour trade, whatever. It's not like early or late. It's just at the right moment that you think you should have taken it out, you know. You cannot do like bottom ticking and top ticking everything. It's really hard. But yeah, it's painful when you see it's happening. We're gonna hang around for a few minutes more just to see if we take previous day high. And I'm gonna let you guys go whenever you want because we're done for a London session, in my opinion. Let's see if we can get the push to previous day high just to see. Also, the way that this 15-minute is forming, like if we can close above the previous 15-minute high, like it's gonna really look perfect for it. Yes, it's 1.5 points away from all-time high. Yeah, that's the only thing that I would just be aware of. Like we're really close, but I think with this push on ES towards the all-time high, NQ gives the same move towards previous day high. I cannot say the same for previous, like for a new all-time high, but I think if ES breaks an all-time high now, NQ taps previous day high. Let's see if it happens or not. But again, this closure on the 15, like if we get a closure like this on the 15, it looks really good. Or for the previous day high. We're gonna get it. We can close at 30, 430, regardless if we take in previous day high or not. I would really like to see previous day high before I go. Need to close up this. But yeah, before we wait for this, anyone has any question about like anything, trading, the trade we took, anything like people have been doing for the stream like today? Like I don't know, any psychological thing that you want to talk about, anything that you want to talk about, I'm open to it, so feel free to ask. EDS make all-time high. Now we're close. And before you go, I'm going to remind everyone to like the stream. That would help the stream a lot. Also for tracking purposes, to see how the sessions are going, the streams are going. And if you are not subscribed, make sure to do it, because we are really close to 3,000, and maybe we can do something for the 3,000 mark. Maybe we can manage to do something to celebrate. But yeah, for everyone watching from X, that I see that there's 80 people watching from Twitter, X, make sure to come by to YouTube, because we have great conversations on the YouTube chat. It's also way more engaging and beneficial for everyone, basically. No questions, guys? Because otherwise we're gonna move on. Let's wait for this 15-minute closure. And we are gonna end the stream. Do you have a video of your strategy? I don't have like a video, like just one video for my strategy. I have like a bunch of videos, like separate videos talking about different topics. If you look for my YouTube channel, add Juno Trading. Like if you look for Juno Trading on YouTube, you're gonna find my channel. I have one video that I talk about breaker blocks. What are breaker blocks? How I define the breaker blocks. Then I have another one for the stab map unicorn that basically just goes again into the same topics of how I get into entries, whatever. And then I have one also for the smooth edges that I think is really useful for like liquidity targets, like and how I define high probability targets. And then I have like a series of videos trading a funded account that I just passed. Like I passed in a funded like evaluation account, and then I traded like live that funded account until I made like, I don't know if it was a 3,000 or 2 point something payout, that I like analyzed the chart before the session, and then I trade the session live, explaining what am I looking for, what I'm taking, or whatever. I think that could give you like a good brief explanation, a good explanation of how I trade. And also, as I was saying before, I'm preparing something really cool. Like I'm preparing a website for the model where it's gonna have a full course for the model, completely free, with videos, text. So that's going to come by the end of the month, and I think it's going to be really nice. Also, you should do it again on live, bro. It's basically what we are doing, but the thing is, I cannot open live, like start live before the session. Then, you know, I have a question. Do you copy trade all your accounts or trade them in batches? In batches, how do you rotate them? I traded it. Now, right now, I'm not trading like many different accounts, but when I trade many different accounts from different firms, what I do is trade the batches, but by firms. So you have like 3 Lucid accounts. I trade the Lucid accounts all together. If I have like on a different, like 5 more accounts on Apex, I trade the 5 accounts from Apex, because I don't want to cross. I know some of the accounts are really like equal to each other when it comes to rules and everything. So I prefer to just not cross trade between firms, so I don't mess it up with the rules or different things that can happen, you know. But I usually trade with batches, but from the same firm. You're welcome, for current trader. Okay. Maybe if you like, maybe we tap into this 15-minute gap and then we continue higher. I don't know. Don't forget to be here if you want to see your session happen live, also with Alex and Bray. So I think we're done. It was a great session. Don't you think? Don't you think so, guys? That's what I started doing as well. Perfect. There you go. So yeah, I think it was a great session. Thank you everyone for tuning in, for stopping by once more. I'm sorry that I couldn't make it for yesterday's stream, but I think we compensated with this great session. Nice, great trade, brother. Profit is profit, no matter where you took it off. You know. Good to see you, brother. Sniper. Thank you, brother. I have this issue where I don't hold the winning trades for the TP, and those just are there to give me drawdown. But any suggestions? The only thing I can, like, I had the same thing. I don't think it's something wrong as long as the numbers are good. Like if you're closing your trade at 1 hour and then you're assuming a 1 hour trade when you're losing, then it's not something good. But if you can manage to hold close to the take profit, like if you're closing the take profit because you're afraid, that's something bad. If you can form an idea of why closing before the expected take profit, that's something okay, as long as the numbers are okay when it comes to the risk and reward ratio overall. But I would say, I don't know how long you've been trading, but that's part of the conviction thing, part of things of when trading. When you have more conviction in your trades, like for example, I might have, like I really have high conviction on the trades that I take. That's why I'll always try to not over manage my trades and let them breathe, go back to my entry as much times as they want. There's no reason for me to move break even. I think with time, you're going to gain the confidence and the conviction to be able to just hold the trades. And I think what you're going through is just part of trading, you know. Maybe it could be this, that you just need more time to build conviction in your model. Thank you. It was really nice to talk to you guys always. That's why I think it's really fun to make like those training and be able to engage with you guys while we trade and we see and we talk about what's going on. So yeah, happy that you liked it. As I was saying, appreciate you all so much. We're gonna see each other tomorrow. Sorry for just the stream that I couldn't make it. Great stream today. We still have tomorrow and Friday. I'm gonna be live again. So yeah. Hope you have a great day. Enjoy it. Be careful with AM stream if you trade again. And yeah, see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Bye.